Hey, hola, hello barbecue family. It's your friendly neighborhood Lost Canuck coming at you live and in person from the BBQ Lab. Well, on today's cook, we are going to do some beef ribs. And I got this nice pack of Costco single pack of plate ribs. They're NAMP 123A ribs, and what were they? $7.99 a pound, so they're not cheap. Anyways, that's a 3-bone pack, and it should do the whole family. So if and for all you Oklahoma Joe's Bronco fans, I'm going to do this on my new Bronco 2.0 drum smoker. So we're going to have to go out and get that lit up here right away. But anyways, so we're going to take these beef DINO ribs and turn them into these. Stay tuned. Okay, well, we're back. So let's get these ribs prepped up and onto the smoker. It's supposed to rain tonight, so I want to get these things out there right away. So no dry brining. I'm gonna use some binder and some rub and get these things on there. I'm gonna trim them first. So and sometimes, depending on where your butcher shop is, you don't have to trim. But these ones have a pretty decent fat cap on them. So we're going to trim them. Okay, well, let's get the fat cap off here quick. And then we'll get the binder on and trim it up. This looks like it's already ready to pull some of the fat cap off of, yeah. So, it's a strange looking rib. Okay, so let's take some of this fat cap off here. I'll just fast forward this so you don't have to watch the whole thing. I think that was our videographer that made a guest appearance in the background. Okay, here's some silver skin on this one. So you want to take that off as much as possible. Okay, I'm going to get some more of this silver skin off, but otherwise everything looks pretty decent. You always want to try and trim perpendicular to the grain. Helps a little bit. Okay, this is looking great. Now, it doesn't have to be perfect, but you want to try and expose as much as the meat surface as you can. And we're going to leave the membrane on the other side. And this is a choice beef rib, but it looks fairly well marbled, I would say. So Costco, good job. Okay, so we've trimmed off the fat cap, and now we're ready to apply some binder and rub. And I know some of you guys say, well, Lost Canuck, you don't need binder, it's not required. Oh, I like to use it. So here's my binder. It's called Sauce Fireshire. It's got a little bit of a zip to it, but yeah, we're going to smoke these long enough that you won't even taste it. Or I won't taste it, or the family won't taste it, because they're kind of spice adverse. Alright, now, even though we're not pulling the membrane, I'm going to put some spice on there too. Okay, there. All coated. And then for our rub, I'm going to use Holy Cow by Meat Church. Now this is a great rub. It's got lots of pepper and some spices and paprika and all kinds of good stuff. So let's get this thing well coated. You don't have to be shy on this stuff because it's a fairly big rack of ribs. We'll just see. I mean, maybe, you know, some of the seasoning will go through a little bit, but this membrane's pretty thick and tough. And it usually doesn't like to go through. But you need the membrane to hold all the bones together, and you'll see why when the bones all shrink up on the video. All right, so got my holy cow, had my binder. Lost Canuck's crazy for using binder, I know, but I like it anyways. Okay, I'm going to throw this in the fridge while I go light up the pit. I'll see you at the pit. I'm going to get her lit up right away. All right, well, we're out at the pit. This is my Oklahoma Joe's Bronco 2.0. The most affordable smoker you can get. It's a nice drum smoker. I picked it up at Home Depot for $3.29 on sale. I think Lowe's has them same price. And I've got this thing hooked up with my Chef's Temp S1 automated grill gauge, which is pretty cool, and my Brizo fan set up. So I had it set up for grilling. We did some broths the other day, so I got to move my charcoal basket down into the bottom and get it all set up. But this setup here with the Chef's Temp stuff, it's a set it and forget it system. I'm going to set the pit at 250, throw my beef ribs on, and walk away. And with the Brizo and the Chef's Temp S1, it'll take care of it. If you're interested in this stuff, the Chef's Temp stuff, check on my link down below. It's an affiliate link. Click on it, take a look. They sell the Brizo, the gauge, and if you use the code T as in Todd, D as in, I don't know, kind of dumb, whatever, TD20, you get 20% off. So what's not to like about that? I think the gauge is $89, and then you get 20% off. So that's 18 bucks off. And then the Brizo, I think, is $79, and that's 16 bucks off. So that's not a bad deal for a really nice system like this for your Bronco. All right, so let's get this moved down. I'll put some more charcoal in, some wood, and we'll get it going. See you in a second. Okay, well, I moved everything down from grilling to smoking, and I loaded it up with some rockwood lump charcoal, and I got some post oak chunks in there because it's beef, and post oak goes really good with beef. So let's get these Jealous Devil fire starters lit up. Okay, the pit is lit. Just going to move this into position, close it up. She's all sealed up. Now I'm going to get my Chef's Temp and my Brizo all set for 250. I'm going to close this up. Now I've got the Brizo set 2 clicks open. I like to open this up. Well, I'll just open it up all the way right now. Take the Brizo off because it's lighting itself. And we're going to set the Chef's Temp S1 up at 250 and then throw the meat on here in a second. So I need to use my app, which is on my phone, which is what I'm recording with. But I'm going to go turn it to 250, go grab the meat. I'll be right back. Okay, got the pit lit, got my Brizo going, got my Chef's Temp going. It's all set at 250. What I like to do on the Brizo is open it 2 clicks and then have this closed just under the 1 mark. So the fan's doing all the work, and it's not affected by any wind. It's a little windy out here today or anything like that. So this should hold temps pretty solid and use the fan as the source of oxygen. All right, so let's get these beef ribs on, and she's starting to heat up now. It's 125. Just going to put these right here. There we go. And that's all there is to it. Now that I have everything set up, it's starting to heat up, we're going to forget about it until the interior. Oh, I'm going to get my RFX probes, put a probe in there, and then check the internal temperature using that. When we hit about 165 or so, or whenever I'm really happy with the bark, we'll wrap them just like a brisket and take it the rest of the way up to about 205 or so. All right, we'll see you in a second when it's time to wrap. Okay, so I had to run inside and get my RFX Probe gateway. It's green, so that means it's connected to the internet. And I can monitor temps. And I brought out one of my RFX Probe, or one of my RFX Systems wireless probes. Green band around it. So I'm going to put it into the thickest part of the rib and not hit the bone. So right about here, I guess. Put it into the minimum insertion point. There we go. Alright, so we're going to cook to that probe and monitor our cook through that. Now, full disclosure, I did have problems with a couple of my RFX wireless probes. Called up ThermoWorks. They took care of it right away. So I was having some battery problems. And that is a known issue. Some of the earlier builds on the probes had some battery problems. They rushed me out 2 brand new ones. I've never had a problem since. So thank you, ThermoWorks. And if you're interested in the RFX system, check out one of my affiliate links down below. We'll get this thing on the cooker. Oklahoma Joe 2.0. Alright, ribs are on. What are we cruising at? 175. It's still coming up to temp. And like I say, I'll see you when it's time to wrap these things. Lost Canuck out. Alright, well, it's the Lost Canuck again. I'm back down here at the Oklahoma Joe's 2.0. And using my RFX Probes wireless system, I know the internals are 162. We'll use my ThermoPen here to just do a quick check. Make sure my pit's been running at pretty consistently at 250. Bark looks really nice. So let's just do some checks here. 162. I don't know if you can see that. 165. What are we at here? 161, 162. Probably hotter down here where it's thinner. Yeah, 165. Okay, so we're in the 160s. So let's take this in and wrap it. And put it back on, and we'll bring the pit back up to, I don't know, maybe 300 and 275 for sure, and just let it go. All right, so let's go inside and wrap this thing. See you in the barbecue lab. Okay, well, we're in the barbecue lab. We're going to wrap up our beef ribs here. I'm just going to push this wireless probe in a little more because the meat came out a bit. All right. So what I like to do is, the bark looks great now. So I like to just put a couple of pieces of butter on, like that. And then a little Blues Hog Champions Blend barbecue sauce. This stuff's really good. I like to just sauce them up a bit before I throw it back on wrap them and throw them back on. Let them glaze a bit. Okay. Well, that's plenty. Just a little layer of extra flavor. I also like to spritz up my paper so it's more pliable when I wrap it in the butcher paper. All right. Okay, now you're probably asking, hey, Lost Canuck, why do you use paper instead of foil? Well, you see all the nice bark that I had on there. It just helps. It just helps preserve the bark. Keeps the bark a little more, crispy, more texture. That's what I find, anyways. We'll put her back on the smoker, and I'm going to bring it up to 275. The Oklahoma Joe's with the chef's temp system. Simple to do, just adjust the app. And we'll bring it up. I've got my RFX probe inside, you saw that. And we'll bring it up to about 205, and then it'll be ready to pull off and slice up on the board. So let's go back out and put this on. All right, we're back at the pit. I got her set back at 275. You can see that. It's the chef's temp system. I'm going to just choke this down a little more, just for a little more moderation. There we go. Now we're only one click open. And let's get the beef ribs back on, and we'll take them up to an internal of 205. And then it'll be taste testing time soon. All right, so the next time you see me, we're going to be cutting these open up on the cutting board. All right, that'll be probably a couple hours from now. Lost Canuck. Hey, well, it's the Lost Canuck. We're upstairs in the BBQ Lab at the cutting board. The beef ribs are done. They they turned out amazing, juicy, succulent, nice, and this thing's probing like butter. Like it just goes in like butter. And I've been resting it for a while, so we're down to 160. So it smells great. Took the probe out. Let's slice into this thing and see what it's like. Oh, and I'll do a quick recap after I'm done slicing. So, just cut in between the bones. Now, that crunchy is the bottom membrane, which you don't want anyways. Just take that. Oh, look at that. The meat came right off. Right off the bone. Well, there wasn't much meat on that bone. Yeah, some for the dogs, I guess. Alright, so our biggest meaty section will be right here. Oh, yeah. Okay. Maybe I should have made a couple of rocks. So you can see it's got a pretty nice smoke ring from the charcoal, and the bottom membrane got really crispy. And here's another view of that beef rib. It's really juicy. You can see the juice coming out of there. So, all right. Well, let's take some of the meat off this. I'm going to just use the meat from the first rib that I cut. All right, it's just falling apart on me. Whoa, it's really juicy. I don't know if you can see my cutting board, but it's pretty yummy looking. Alright, now this was made on the Oklahoma Joe Bronco 2.0. It's got a good crust, nice bark. You can taste the smoke. I can smell the smoke. So that really good beefy flavor. Now, I know you don't want to hear me chewing or swallowing in the video, so I'm going to try and avoid that. And I'm going to give let's give a piece to the videographer here, see what she thinks. I'm going to munch on a little more. It's pretty good, isn't it?
It's good.
Bark came out really nice. It's very tender and juicy. Hang on. Okay, my hands were getting all juiced up. All right, so let's do a quick recap and a conclusion. I smoked this thing low at 250 for 4 hours, okay, on the Oklahoma Joe. So it just sat on there for 4 hours until the internals got up to 100 and actually they went a little higher. They got up to 170. I usually pull it off a little lower. And then I bumped the temperature up on the Joe to 325 and finished it off. Let's see, so that was after 3 hours, okay? So we did four and a half at 250, and then 3 hours wrapped with the butter and the sauce, and then we let it rest for 45 minutes because the family's hungry and we're going to eat. And it turned out really nice. It's juicy, tender, so tender. Has a great bark. Would I do this again? Absolutely. The Oklahoma Joe did a really nice job, and it was so much easier with my chef's temp system on there because you just set it up and run it, and it's awesome. Now, some guys will say, hey, Lost Canuck, you don't need a chef's temp to, adjust your vents and get it set up pretty normally. Yeah, you're right. You absolutely don't need anything in life, but it just makes it a lot easier. I can, go away, cut the grass, do whatever, and come back and not have to fiddle with it. And then I had my RFX probes in there, and it just kind of helped me out, telling me the temperatures along the way. So we're almost at the end of the video. I'd just like to say I have about 330 followers on Instagram. Here's my QR code. Thank you very much for following. It helps me out a lot. And one other thing, thanks for all my returning subscribers. Your help and dedication is very much appreciated. Hey, leave me a comment. Do you want me to cook anything else on the Oklahoma Joe? Or my Blazin' Grill Works pellet grill? Or my Lone Star Grills 42-inch pellet smoker? Got a lot of different things that I can do. So with that said, for all you new watchers, thanks for tuning in. Stick with the channel. There's always good and exciting stick with the channel. There's always good content coming, and there's all kinds of videos out there. And if you're interested in any of the stuff that I use, like my Hey Grill Hey gloves, or my Thermopan, or my knife or cutting board, any of the stuff, even the Oklahoma Joe Bronco, check out the Lost Canuck store. There's some links down below in the video description. They're affiliate links, and they help the channel. Okay, look, they don't cost you anything extra from what you'd normally buy online or whatever, if that's what you're going to do. But the channel gets like a few cents commission, and it helps out for me to buy beef ribs and gloves and things like that. So thanks for your support. It's always appreciated. I appreciate all the watchers out there. Love you guys. And don't forget to watch some of the content. I'm going to put some content up here. And give me a like. It really helps the channel. It helps the YouTube algorithm figure out what to show people. So check out my content, and I'll see you on the next video. Oh, and the Lost Canuck says always at the end, don't forget, be kind. Be kind to each other. It really helps. Take care. Bye-bye.